Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to our stream. Welcome to our live. Good afternoon, everyone. We are live and we are streaming from Step by Step Consultancy, and we want to welcome everyone. Come on in. Hey, good afternoon. I'm seeing you there. Good afternoon. I'm sorry. Good afternoon. Welcome in, everybody. Just make sure that when you log on, you type text. Let us know where you are streaming from, where you are. We are happy to have you on with us this afternoon. Thank you so much. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our viewers at this time. Welcome to everyone joining us. We have an impactful afternoon planned for you with one of our professional, and she has a lot to share with you this afternoon. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, how you doing, Richard? Happy to have you. Happy to have you from Ghana. Thank you for logging on. Thank you. We have somebody from Ghana. I'm seeing a MARBB. Welcome, welcome. Happy to have you. We're having a little time difference, and so we're trusting God. Everything will work out fine. Welcome, everybody. Hi, Petrine from Jamaica. Thank you for logging on. Happy to have you. Please remember to let us know where you are logging on from. And remember, you can always text your questions in, and we are here to answer your questions. Happy to have you, everybody. And also just send a message to your friends and let them know that we are on. We are live. Just send a message to your friends and let them know that we are on. Happy to have you on. Good afternoon to everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome to all of Step by Step Consultancy friends. We are happy to have you on this afternoon. Thank you so much for your dedication. And just remember to share with your friends so that they can log on. We are having problems with the time difference as I am presently in Mountain Time. And so it is now 4:34 for me. So you can also text in the chat and let me know what time it is where you are. Thank you, thank you, thank you for coming in the room with us this afternoon, everybody. I am so happy to have you. I'm happy to have you on. Okay, welcome from New York City. Happy to have you. I know that you will learn a lot today from our guest. She has a lot to share with us, well experienced, and I know that you will learn a lot from her this afternoon. I'm happy to have everyone logging on. I'm so happy to have you on. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for sharing this moment with us. We're just waiting for just another 2 minutes or so to begin. Um, I'm happy to have everybody on from Ghana, from New York, from Jamaica, and from New York City. I'm happy to have you on. Thank you so much. All right, so I am going to invite our guests to come on in the room with me at this time, and I'm going to talk about her experience, and what she has been through, how she is now successful, the things that she has done to be this successful. And she will share with you, I don't have to tell you, but she will share with you her path, the path that she took to be here teaching in the United States of America. And at this time, I want you to make welcome Miss Petra Ferron. Put your hands together for her and welcome her, everybody. We're happy to have her in the room. We're happy to have her in the room.
Good
Thank
evening,
you so
everybody.
much. Good job, good job, good
Thank you
job.
for the invite, Novlet.
Yes, ma'am. It's my pleasure having you here with us this afternoon to share with us your experience and your success. And if you have any struggle, we wanted to share with us how you overcame those struggles
Sure,
and
sure.
what God has done for you at this moment. And
Okay.
thank you. Others are logging on. We just want to thank you and say welcome to you, everyone, for logging on. Good afternoon to you. And we are so happy to have you. My name is Novlet Simmonette, and it's my pleasure sharing this moment with you, and we will be having more lives. We plan to have one every Sunday afternoon to interview somebody, a teacher, to for them to tell you what they have been through, how they became successful, and what their life is now teaching in the United States of America. So let me introduce to you Miss Petra Ferron. Miss Ferron is a seasoned educator with over 15 years of teaching experience, and her in both Jamaica and in the American classroom. Her diverse background in education spans several key areas, including English language arts, social studies, and guidance counseling. She's deeply committed to students' success, and her ability to connect with students from various educational backgrounds have made her an invaluable asset in any educational setting. Now, her current role is works within a small school district in Louisiana. That's where she's working now, in a small district. And additionally, she works with online ACT tutoring company, where she applies her extensive teaching experience to help high school students achieve their highest potential scores on the ACT. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, you go, girl. That's what I'm talking about. She's certified in social studies, English language, and guidance counseling. Let me tell you a little bit about her personal life. Um, she also, before I go to that, ACT, she specializes in crafting personalized tutoring plans. So if you need any help at all where tutoring is concerned, she can help you, that addresses the unique needs of each student. She ensures that they are well prepared for all sections of whatever exam that they need to take. In her personal life, She is a proud mother of a beautiful daughter. And if you listen carefully, you'd have heard that daughter's voice, which is my baby girl as well. Um, who she's 5 years old, and she balancing her professional and personal life. She finds joy in nurturing her daughter's curiosity and growth. And don't I know that she's very curious? She asks a lot of questions, and I'm happy for that. Her entrepreneurial ventures, in addition to her teaching career, Miss Ferron is an accomplished entrepreneur. She has successfully launched and managed several educational initiatives, leveraging her expertise to create innovative learning solutions that benefit students at all levels of the educational sphere, both locally and globally. And I've experienced that. She's a writer. She's a writer and an editor, and that I can tell. I know about that. He also is a talented writer, as I said before, and an editor. Her passion for the written word is evident in her contributions. And I will tell you some more about Miss Ferron. And I'm going to allow her as well to tell you all the things that she has done and what she is doing. I want you one more time, guys, to text in the box in the chat and give a shout out or a star or something to our guest speaker this afternoon, no other than our own Miss Petra Ferron.
Good evening, everybody. Let me start by saying I'm a simple girl from Jamaica. So thank you so much for that, Navi.
Right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm going to go right into it at this time. Would you please tell us a little bit about yourself?
All right, guys. As Novlet said, I am an educator at heart. At heart, I really love engaging with students. My heart is with teenagers specifically. And I love working with disadvantaged youths. For some reason, I guess I find the challenge very exciting, and I am very motherly, so students tend to get along with me very well. I'm a mother. My daughter is, she's my whole heart. um as Navi previously said, I've been teaching for think about 15 years in the formal classroom. Majority of my years were in Jamaica, where I taught at the secondary level. Majority of my years were with grades 10 to 12. So I am, a seasoned teacher, experienced. And I'm now here in the US teaching something that I always said I wouldn't do. Always said I would not teach in the US, but man a plan gotta wipe out kind of thing.
That's right.
But yeah,
That's
that's
right. Thank you so much for sharing a little bit about you. And one of the things I love about her is that she loves to laugh and smile, and
yeah.
she loves to bring a smile on everybody's face as well. So I'm so happy. Well, on the note that you ended telling us about you, when you say that you had no intention of teaching in the United
No.
States. But guess what, guys? She is here now teaching in the United States. You imagine that. She is now teaching
And
in the United
I've
States.
seen my sister, my older sister here now, and she was the one, and she would ask me all the time, Petra, because she teaches in the US, and she was like, Petra, aren't you going to come? You should come. And I'm like, at first it was no, I don't want to. And then, kind of to get her off my back, I'd say to her, I'm thinking about it, knowing that I really had no plans to think about it. But, here I am.
Well, now, let me ask you this question. What was
Sure.
your reason for becoming an educator?
I think I became an educator by default. I don't know. At the end of sixth form, so in Jamaica, we do 5 years of high school and additional 2 years of sixth form, where so the first 5 years you do it with the intention to do the exit exam that is called CSEC, and the additional 2 years you do CAPE. So at the end of the additional 2 years, I applied to Michael University College, and that was the only place that I had applied to. Don't know why, but it was the only. I don't know what the impetus was. I don't know what encouraged me to apply to Michael only, because there were so many other options. But that was what happened, and I got through and started. I think in my early years, I really did want to be a teacher, and I would sort of have that in my mind, but it wasn't like a solid plan, if you know what I mean. But as I
Mm-hmm.
said, it was the only teachers college was the only place that I had applied to, and that is how I ended up in the classroom.
Wow. Wow. All right. I'm glad that you have made that choice and you have decided to at the
Me
end
too.
of the day. Good. All right. What or who inspired you? So you taught in Jamaica for
Mhm.
what, about 14, 12 years in
I
Jamaica?
taught for 13 years in Jamaica.
13 years in
Yeah,
Jamaica at the high school,
at the
elementary
high school.
level, at
I
the
taught
high
at the
school
high
level.
school or the secondary level. When I started out teaching, I started out at the eighth grade. And then I taught at the eighth grade for a couple years, and then I moved to grades 10 and 11, and that's where I was for majority of my teaching career in Jamaica.
Okay, good job. Good job. I'm super proud of you. Now, what or who inspired you to teach abroad? What or
Um,
who inspired you to teach abroad?
it wasn't so much an inspiration, like it was just situational.
Tell us
it's
about
a
it.
it's a very long story, guys. It's a very long story. But it started out of wanting more out of life, wanting more out of my Christian life. So I was on this path of praying and seeking God. And I remember I had went to my mother's church, and one of the pastors there had said to me, she rested her hand on my shoulder, won't forget,
Mhm.
rested her hand on my shoulder and said to me, whatever burdens I was carrying, I should release it. And the thing that stood out is when she said to me, get ready for travel. Now, at the time, because I had no intentions of teaching overseas, I thought that she meant that I would be going overseas to visit my family, because by that time, my older sister was in the US, and my younger sister and her family, plus my mom, were in Canada. So
Okay.
the intention at that time would not have been for professional travel. It really would have been, vacation to see my family, that sort of thing. Now, the following year, I think by the following year, I had left my job in Jamaica. I had given up a business that I had formed, a business that centered around writing and document production, that sort of thing. And I'd, out of inspiration from God, I'd given up the business, resigned from my job, and I was in a really difficult place financially
Mhm.
and otherwise. And I remember having a conversation with you, Navi, at that time. And that is really that was really my introduction into seriously thinking about coming to the US. And it just worked out that, you know, because of Novlet Simmonette, the owner and CEO of Step by Step Consultancy, um, I interviewed with a school district and got the job in Louisiana. So yeah.
Well, praise God. I'm glad that I shared a part of your history, your story.
Yeah.
And guys, I just want to tell you, thank you so much, and we will continue. Guys, I just want to tell you to share the link with your friends so that they can log on. We're having some problems with our time difference, and so or when you on the no, our flyer, it says 7 o'clock Mountain Time, which would have been like 9 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock somewhere else. So most persons who would have logged in, not even realizing that that time is incorrect. So share it with your friends so that they can log in to hear from this experienced teacher what God has done, how she got here, and what she is doing now that she is here. All right. So my next question to you is, when you decided to teach abroad,
Mhm.
what route did you take to gain employment?
All right. So, because I had known Novlet, she was the one who spoke to, I think at the time it would have been the assistant superintendent for the district. And they were seeking an ELA teacher, that's English language arts. They really wanted an ELA teacher at the middle school for the upcoming school year. So in based on the conversation that Novlet would have had with the assistant superintendent, I was granted an interview while I was in Jamaica. Did the interview via, I think it was Google Meet, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
It was Google Meet. Did the interview, and that initiated a process of getting my H1B visa sorted out, and getting me into the US.
Okay, good. Congratulations. Thank you so much. Um, Tell us a little bit about your expectations, because yes, you came and no, this is where we're getting down to the nitty-gritty. Tell us a little bit about your expectations, because as many of us, and guys, just text it in the chat and let us know if you are here teaching in the United States. Just a little bit, what was your expectation when you got here? Were you surprised? Were you shocked? Is it different from teaching back home? So back to our guests, what was your expectation?
All right, so the summary is it's different. I had the expectation that it would have been a difficult situation. It would have been a difficult experience based on, as I said, my sister works here. Based on her experiences, based on experiences of my friends, persons who I know who have made the transition here as well. So I did have the expectation that it would not have been a bed of roses, that there would have been challenges. But mighty God, you know, my first year, my first year was it was a real challenge, to be honest. Cultural differences, students are. I taught at the eighth grade, so I've been teaching at the eighth grade for the past 2 years here. And my first group of eighth graders, of course, you know how students are. They are going to rub you. You know, they're gonna have to test your metal to see what you're made of. Unlike Myron said it was shocking, but I don't know if that's a male or female. My apologies, but they conquered in the first 2 weeks. Um, I took more than it took me from about, because I got here in September, so it took me from about September to December. No, not right now, baby. Sorry, guys. It took me. Oh, okay, Mr. Garnett. So it took me from about September to December to really find that groove with the students. And one of the challenges that we had is that I have a certain standard, having taught in Jamaica and having really and truly, I didn't have classroom management issues back in Jamaica. So, I came here with that idea that, all right, cool, it's going to be a challenge. But eighth graders, they're kids, it's, it's not going to be that much of a challenge. I'm going to find my groove in due time. But I kid you not, it was not that easy. It really was not that easy. And one of the major issues that I had is that I was not able to start at the beginning of the school year. So I was not able, I didn't have that time to set my standards and my rules and establish that sort of relationship with the students. So I was kind of just thrown into the classroom immediately without having that time to set my classroom the way that I would have wanted to. Because when I came here, it was almost at the end of September that I got into the classroom. So 2 months would have already passed where they were used to a certain system, a certain leniency. And then for me to come into the classroom and expect them to conform, it was unrealistic, to be honest. But thankfully, by the January, we got into a groove. The students realized that, I'm a cool teacher, and it worked out. It worked out.
Okay, so let me just read some things and then I'll get back to you. Roxanne Wisdom says, I love the live. Thank you so much, Roxanne. Petrine said, I taught in the US for 3 years. I had a cultural shock for the first 4 months. And then Garnet says, it was shocking, but I adjusted in less than 2 weeks and conquered the indiscipline. Wow, congratulations.
Right,
Karen
right.
says it was a culture shock for me. Transition was very rough in my first 4 months.
Mhm.
Okay. And Garnet says, do it with thy might. Good. Yes, guys, we know that back home in Jamaica, we, do our thing
Yes.
and do our thing and do our thing, and children listen and things like that. And
Yeah.
so we know that it can be very, very rough when you come.
Yeah.
I always say that first 3 months there,
Yes.
that's first three
Yes.
months. That's a
Yeah.
test. That's a challenge. All right, guys. Keep the chat coming in. Keep posting. Keep texting in. We are here. All right. Thank you so much. So now that first 3 months or couple of weeks when you really struggled with classroom control or management, you are
Mhm.
now telling us that no, you have things under control. That's what you're saying, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what were some of the things you did? And what were some of the lessons that you learned and things you did in order to get the children now under control?
One of the most important thing for my classroom always is to establish a system of respect. And I've stated to my students that respect goes both ways. So I'm not going to disrespect you, and you're not going to disrespect me. So that was very important for me to establish that respect. And I realized that also
Hmm.
consistency and dealing with the students with fairness. Where if one student does something, they're meted the same discipline is meted out to everybody. There is
Hmm.
no student who is going to be able to say, well, that person did that and you didn't do anything, or that, having consistency and a balance in terms of how you exercise discipline in the classroom was very important for me. Also, having a relationship with the students was very important. Has always been very important. A relationship beyond just um, a disciplinarian in the classroom. I think I ascribe to the authoritative style of leadership where I establish my rules, but there's also some amount of um, empathy that can be used in certain situations. It's not just a big stick over the student's back.
Hmm.
There's empathy in how I deal with them as well.
Good, good, good. I want you to text in the chat. Let us know if you're at the high school level or elementary level, and what are some of the things you did to get your class under control? Because we know we had it very rough when we came. I know I told somebody I did an interview with some months ago that I spent some money, baby. I spent some money to buy some sweets to give those elementary students. I had to be, oh Lord, I spent some money. Right. So Garnet says, well said, the key. to let them trust you and that you care for them. Yeah,
Yes,
that's true. I
yes.
believe in that.
Yeah.
I believe in that. So give me an example of one of your low and high points in the USA.
I think the lowest point I've had would have been my first day here. um let me use that as my lowest point. That first day I was like a fish out of water. The kids gave me a hard time. I mean, like, i I didn't know what to do. I was shocked. They mm, mm, I don't know, they just gave me a hard time. It was the most difficult time I've ever had in my teaching experience. That first day, there's no day that I can think that compares to that day. And I've had difficult days since then, but that first one was horrible. What was the second part of the question? Sorry, I'm going back to the trauma and I forgot what the
I'm
second
just thinking
part of
about some victories or some high points that you've had, low points and some high points that you've had now. But before you answer that second part, I noticed that some people are saying that they teach kindergarten, but we think that kindergarten is pretty easy. Is that so? Let us know if you think kindergarten is a very pretty easy class, or I think it's one of the toughest class to deal with, right? Yeah, go ahead. What
I
high
think
point?
the high point for me was this school year. I think this school year for the entire year really was a high point. Um, I think this school year, the students, they were awful students. But and honestly, I did pray a lot. So I know it really didn't have anything to do with me per se, because I prayed about my students this year. And I realized that, and even other persons would say when they came to my class, they were so different. I had a system that worked in my class, and I didn't reward my students a lot. I didn't reward, because my thing is I'm not going to reward you. So there's not going to be an expectation of receiving for doing something that you're supposed to do. So I would reward for certain things, for for exceptional behavior, exceptional performance. But for the thing that you should be doing anyway, I'm not going to reward for that. But I received grace this year in my classroom. The students were, for the most part, they worked with me. I didn't have many disciplinary issues. Um, and I think the highest point may have been uh, being transferred to another school in the district. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah.
Oh wow, you are being transferred to another school.
Yes.
So presently you're teaching in middle school,
Yeah.
right? And so now, but you know what? Let's hear what Garnet has to say about middle school right here. Garnet says
Sure.
middle school is the worst. Wow. You believe middle school is the worst. If anybody has believed that, just put it right in the chat. And so you're moving now to what?
To
Elementary or
high
high
school.
school?
Yeah.
Oh, to high school. Okay. Okay. Well, shout out to the high school teachers that are on our live this
Right? If you
afternoon.
have any
And
tips, please to put them into the chat. If you have any tips, those of you who teach high school, especially grades 11 and 12,
oh,
tips,
wow.
I'll take all the tips.
Oh, my goodness. So she's moving from middle school, going now to the high school to teach grades 11 and 12. Can you imagine that? Please send all the tips. And if you look, you will see her email address there, and
Yeah.
you can also email her. Okay.
Thank you,
Karen
Mrs.
said,
Parcell. Thank you, Mommy Parcell.
Karen said, taught at both levels here in the USA at the elementary level. One of my classroom management strategy was given incentives, treats included. Had to spend a lot of dollars to buy snacks. For real, I know that.
Yeah.
And Miss Purcell said, I am so proud of you, Petra. I know you would have done excellent as a teacher in the USA. You will certainly give the students valuable lessons and personal growth. Congratulations. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Thank you.
Good rapport with students. That's what Carissa said from Learning Corner. Good job. All right. Now, I know that you have done that. Now you're transitioning from so you see, guys, I tell you now about us Jamaican when we come here. And I want you to put something in the chat if you believe that. When we leave Jamaica and we come here, we're like the experts. And guess what? They move us. And that is something that we need to celebrate because when we come, we don't just stay at one level, but we tend to move from the one level to the next level and into even positions. And so that is something as Jamaicans teaching here abroad, we really need to celebrate. They tend to move us, guys, because of what we have to offer. All right. Thank you so much. And if you think we are doing good so far, give us a thumbs up or say something in the chat so that we can know that we are doing good so far. Now, um, give me, have you, since you're here, have you have anything that you have accomplished that you would want to share with us? Something makes you excited, one of your greatest accomplishment since you are here teaching in the United States.
Um, it's not something that I've accomplished yet, but it's, going back to school has always been important for me. So being in the middle of being able to do that, or um about to start, school, that's very exciting for me.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, good. So she not have not yet started, but she is about to go back to school, and that would be one of her greatest accomplishment. And
Yes.
that's the next thing with us Jamaican. Put it in the chat, guys. Put it in the chat. That's the next thing with us Jamaican. Once there is a way, once we see a way, we'll make it work, right?
Yes.
And I can tell you that. Once I know I have people from Ghana and so on here. I hope you can understand what I'm saying. But
Oh,
we
yes.
know how to
Sorry.
make it work.
Yeah.
We know how to
And I'm
make it work.
and that's the thing too. As you spoke about the language thing, Navi, that's something that I think the kids find exciting, because I use the
Mhm.
patois in the classroom. I'm not one of those teachers who go into, and this is, I don't mean this anyway with any disrespect or anything like that. I'm just saying,
Right.
for me, I don't. You know how Jamaicans sometimes will twang, and it may help students to better understand what it is that they're saying, because our accent can be heavy. But I think one of the things that cause the students to respond to me a certain way is that I do use patois, the Jamaican Creole, in the classroom. So, there's this ongoing thing with the students who can understand what Miss Fern is saying when she goes off into her, into her patois. So,
Yeah. That's true. And if you find that too, guys, with your class in your classroom where the children are excited about your accent, you can put it in the chat.
yeah.
And I'm going to share this. I love that somebody said the interview is very engaging and it's going great. Thank you so much. That's what we want to hear. Send it to your
Carissa.
friends. Let them know. Send it to your friends and let them know, guys, that we are on. And as I've said before, because of the time difference, I'm
Aw.
now into the mountain time and that throws us off. So a lot of people get it all mixed up. So send it off to your friends, post it into your WhatsApp group so that they know that we are still here on our live. Let me share this with you before I go back to the interview. When I moved from the elementary school to the high school, I love teaching at the high school, but I love my babies. There was this boy in the class who he played games with some Jamaicans. Hey, now me, Christian girl, don't use certain Jamaican language. This
Mhm.
boy learn the language, and you know what I'm talking about
Yep,
now.
yep.
This boy learn it, walk into the class. Mrs. Simonette. Oh, oh, oh,
Mm.
oh. I'm like, boy, how do I deal with that? Tell me, how would
Yes,
you deal with that, guys? How do I deal with that? Your words, because he learned it. So this boy
yes.
just bring it right there. So guys, listen, we experience a lot, but guess what? We have overcome and we are doing our thing, and they love us. My next question to you, Miss Ferron. And if you have a question for Miss Ferron, guys, please put it in the chat. Okay, because we want to make sure that you have your questions that you can ask her as well. Okay, my next question to you, Miss Ferron. Say you got this opportunity to come to the United States again. Would you have done it differently? What would you have done differently? Is there anything that you'd have done differently?
Um, Sorry, before I answer the question, just shouting out to my sister Kalisha and Roxanne.
Oh, okay,
Thank you, Kalisha. That's my
okay.
younger sister.
Oh, wow. Welcome, sister. Welcome. Happy to have you.
So I'm the middle child.
Oh,
um,
okay. Happy to have
what
you.
what would I have done differently? I don't think I would have done anything differently per se. I think that when I came, it was the perfect time. The situation was not perfect, but it was right. Uh, some challenges that I know persons would have gone through before I came, and persons who would have gone through certain challenges after me, who did the same transition. I I didn't experience those challenges. So I
Mhm,
think that when I came, it was in that sweet spot. The
mhm,
only thing that I possibly would have changed is my preparation. I think I would have prepared more. I would have done more research in terms of what works within this particular culture in Louisiana. I would have done more research on the culture itself of the district within Louisiana. I also would have done more research on expectations and standards as it
mhm.
relates to middle school in particular. Because what I've come to realize is that middle school is different in terms of what administration is able to do in relation to discipline, in relation to student performance, in relation to even protecting teachers' rights and that sort of thing. So I would have done more research regarding that part of things. But in terms of the transition itself, how it was done, I wouldn't have done it any different.
Okay, okay. All
Mhm.
right. So you would not have done anything differently because it
Sorry,
was
Novlet.
all set for you.
One
And
moment, please, Novlet, before my head gets cut off. Hi, Gaylon. That's my older
okay.
sister's husband.
All right, so we have a family thing going on right here, and I love it. I love it. I love it. Hi, Gaylan. How are you doing? Hi, Roxanne. How are you doing? How Kalisha? How are you
Anybody
doing? And
else?
if Mama Farron is on, hi, Mama
Anybody else
Farron.
wants to go into the video like so I can call to them before, I don't want anybody to.
Okay, guys. Um, I have another question. Two questions are so for you, but remember, guys, to put it in the chat if you have any question for Miss Ferron. Don't let her get away with it. Just ask her questions, please. If you have any question for her, remember, guys, to just put it in the chat, and I will certainly ask her those questions on your behalf. And I am so happy to have you guys. Welcome to our live. This is our first live that we have, and we will be having many, many more. This is coming to you from Step by Step Consultancy. It is a teacher recruiting agency. My name is Novlet Simmonette, the CEO and founder of Step by Step Consultancy, and I'm happy to have you on board with us. And I just want to give a shout out if any of our members, because we have over 600 people who are in our mailing list. And on LinkedIn, we have another, I think, another 300 plus on LinkedIn. So we want to thank you all for the support. And there are some big things coming up for Step by Step Consultancy as we try to help teachers get in here, because we know that we love Jamaica, we love we country, we really love we country, but something, guys, it kind of tough. And
Yeah.
if you come and you can make it and you can do little things, at least we can work some money and send back home. If you believe that, put it in the chat and let me hear you say yes, because it's true. Work little money and send it back home, and do
Yes.
little thing. All right, so back to you, Miss Fern, and put the questions in, guys. Don't forget to put them in. My next question to you: would you encourage teachers from Jamaica or anywhere else to come and teach here? Because no, remember, you have the struggles, you go through a rough time, it's
Mhm.
tough, but would you still encourage anybody to come to teach here?
All right. So for me, I would. And the reason I would, I was having this conversation with one of my friends the other day, and I was saying to her, $20 here in the US, I can survive off $20. When times rough and say you have a little $20 leave, you can put a little $10 gas in the car, and it can carry carry some for some days and thing. But if I'm to do the equivalent, if I'm to convert that $20 to Jamaican, I would not be able to survive off that converted $20 within Jamaica. So love Jamaica with all my heart. But for teachers specifically, and based on what I know teachers make in Jamaica, I would encourage persons to come here, um, work for a few years if that's what you desire, and you will be able to achieve your goals in a shorter space of time. On that basis, yeah, I really would.
Okay, good.
Mhm.
I'm happy to hear that you would encourage somebody. So, in spite of us, that first few months, we
Mhm.
struggled, but we still want to see other people, those
Yeah,
who can come, to come and
yeah.
earn something to send back home through Western Union or whichever way you decide to send it back home. Because um, I was sharing with somebody not long ago that years ago back home, chicken went to $30 per pound. So you know what I'm talking about, years ago. And I said to somebody, if it's even $300 a pound, me still a eat chicken. When I heard it was $30. And when I heard not long ago that chicken is what, over 300 or 200 and something dollars a pound, I was like,
I
no,
think
man,
it's over $400 now.
no.
Yeah,
This is what I'm saying. So,
yeah,
guys, yeah, rock. Petra said she would really still encourage people
yeah.
to come.
And this is not me saying that as a teacher you're going to come here and get rich overnight. You're going to
Hmm.
go through the struggles. It's going to be difficult, but I still believe that based on the standard of living that I know persons aspire to, it's easier to get to that standard of living here than it is in Jamaica. You know.
Hmm. Yeah. Anybody have anything to say about that, guys? Would you encourage your fellow Jamaicans to come to work here? Let us know if you would. And my final question to you is, um, we just spoke about how things are tough in Jamaica.
Mhm.
And chicken is now, I thought it was like $200, but now I'm hearing that it's like 400. But let me know, guys, because I'm not sure. I thought a chicken was like 200 and something dollars per pound or $300 per pound. Now I'm hearing it's gone all the way up to $400 per pound. So when I said if it was $30 a pound or $300 a pound, I'm going to eat it still. It's way past what I was thinking. So guys, let me know. So based on that, would you do you think you would go back to Jamaica to live?
All right. Hmm. Oh, it's 350. Patrine says that chicken is $350 per pound. Okay.
Still
Um,
have to eat it, eh?
so I'm going to answer that question. But Nadine asked a question about budget. I wouldn't be able to answer that question, Nadine, because I didn't come on Novlet's program. So I came before Novlet had established step-by-step consultancy. So I really and truly didn't come up on a program. I just applied directly with the district, and that is how I got my job. So I'm not on a program.
All right,
But
so
as
I
it
can
relates to
answer that.
budget, Navi could answer that one.
All
Um,
right, so
but what? Okay, you want to answer it?
I
And
can answer her.
okay.
Okay, so when we started step by step consultancy, we started off charging persons because we never had as much connections with schools like what we have presently. And so, as a private company and not getting any funding, we had to charge people. Now that we are getting more connections with more people, we are advocating for the school districts to pay for the teachers and not the teachers paying for themselves. If if peradventure there's a school that is not willing to pay the fees that we charge, then we may have to charge the teacher, and we do have payment plans that we work with as well. But for now, for this school year and onward, we are advocating for the schools to pay for the teachers, so that, because I know how it is rough and tough. Say most Jamaicans coming up here, we come up here because we really don't have no money like that. So
Mm-hmm.
for you to pay the fees, it's going to be rough. Many companies I'll have the teachers to pay, but we are trying our best not to have the teachers to pay. So let's see how that can work out. But once you apply and you register with Step by Step Consultancy, then you send us your email, upload your resume. We will look at that resume, and I will tell you some more about some of the things that we are presently doing to help teachers. Okay? All right. So I hope Nadine, welcome Nadine. I hope I have answered because different persons, different budgets, and different things like that. So I hope I've answered somewhat.
All right. As it relates to the question that you had asked, Navi, Shanika, I'm going to answer your question as well. So for me, if I would go back, you had asked if I would go back to Jamaica. Um,
Right.
I it would be difficult for me to go back to Jamaica, honestly. And for me, it ultimately boils down to the peace of mind that I have here, being a single mom with my child. So it's just Nala and I. And there's a sense of security that I feel where I live. Very small town. It's rural, but there is a sense of security that I feel living here. Not saying that violence doesn't happen, and it does happen, but
Mhm.
and I didn't realize how fearful I was being
Mhm.
in Jamaica until I got here, in the sense
Right.
that I am not concerned about ensuring that my car is locked. Back in Jamaica, I was. When you go to the supermarket, you leave the supermarket, you go to the bank, you have to ensure that you're not being trailed. That was my experience. Not sure what it was for anybody else. But that was a fear that I had, that I didn't even know that I had until I got here, until I came here. So now there's a sense of security that I feel and enjoy, because I'm a mom and I don't have a concern for my daughter's safety. So that's a big reason for me saying that at this point in my life, I'm not saying that down the line I wouldn't go back, but at this point, no. I'd go back and visit and stuff like that, but to move back home, no.
Girls saying no. You hear her? Girl saying not right now.
No,
And
not right now.
that
You know,
not in her thinking any at all. That's what she is saying. You see what
not
I'm
right
saying?
now.
Okay. Okay. So girl
Um,
quite comfortable. Girl enjoying her life. Feel safe and secure. Not going back home right now, guys. Thank you all for logging on. I am seeing so many of you on, even though we had some problems with the time difference. As have said, we had it. It would have been like 9 o'clock in the night for the interview because of the time difference, and so we're going to make sure that we work this time out correctly. Because I am in the mountain time right now, and this is where I am right now. So the interviews will be coming live from the mountain time. So we're going to work it out so that everybody is comfortable to log in when we have our live. Um, I'm seeing some questions here
mhm.
from, let me see. Somebody asked, as an Indian, how can I get teaching job in USA? I think it's the same thing. You'd have to submit your resumes just the same way. I think I've posted our email address and our website. I'm going to put our website here as well that you can go to and you can submit your resume there, and we can look into it, and we will still show it to school districts to see if they would want to hire anybody from India. And so I always tell everybody, take a chance, take a shot at it. If you feel that you want to leave your country to come and work here in the United States, try. Nothing beats a try, a fail. Nothing beats a failure but trying. That's how
Not
it is.
trial, but a failure.
Nothing beats a trial but a failure. Yes,
Yeah.
so keep trying. You'll have to try. Okay. Shanika, welcome. We're happy to have you. Shanika says, wonderful interview. However, most times we embark on the programs but have to return home after the program ends. What suggestions do you have regarding this? So are
Can
you
I answer
asking?
that one? Can I answer that one, Navi?
Yes, go ahead.
All right. So the thing is, Shanika, you don't necessarily have to go back home at the end of the program. You just have to find the little loopholes that work for you. Because I know a couple persons who came up on J1 programs and they transition, because if you come up on a J1 program, you're going to have to transition to the H1B, and then from the H1B you can transition to a green card. Um, so you don't necessarily have to go home if you can find a school district that is able and willing to sponsor your H1B, but you have to know how to do it. You know what I mean? You know,
Right.
you just have to know how to do it. But I mean, and when I say how to do it, I mean you can do it legally. It can be done legally. I know persons who have done came upon J1 transition, all of that. So it can be done. Um, and also check out the program. I know that Novlet has her program as well that she's, encouraging you guys to be a part of. So check out her program and see if it's something that can work for you. She has her website. I don't know if you'd want to share your link, Novlet, that persons could just go to and check out the website. And
Yeah,
this is
I'm going to
not,
put it in there.
yeah, and check out if that works for you. As I told you guys earlier, I'm not on a program. So what I really did was to apply directly to the district, so just check the options that work for you. Are teachers made aware of the possible salaries? Teachers are made aware of the salaries. Teachers are made aware of the salaries. Um, but in some instances, it might not necessarily be consistent with reality. Read between the lines. But if you have been
Okay.
successful in a particular district, the thing that you could do is go to the district website and check out the salary scale if they have it posted there.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm going to try to answer as many of these questions as possible. And I just I post in the chat our email address, and I also post our website that you can click on to go to our website as well. But most school districts, you can go to their website and you will see the scale, the salary scale. So most school districts have this salary scale that you can go on to check. My advice, the H1B visa is the work visa, which that's the best visa to get if you can go on it. Somebody asks if step by step does H1B visa. Yes, our main focus is H1B visa. That's what we do right now. We will be also doing the J1, but not right now. But for now, we're doing the H1B, and that's what we are negotiating with school districts about the H1B visa. The H1B visa is a visa. When you get that visa, you are able to transition to getting green card. If you're on a J visa, you're going to have to get what is called a waiver.
Mm-hmm.
Have your waiver in hand, then you can go to getting sponsorship for the H1B visa. So first, if you're on J1, and we have had many calls and many people that I've been working with who they were on the J1 and now on get their waiver and want to be placed in another school because they don't want to go back to Jamaica. But you must have your waiver in hand in order to be sponsored with the H1B visa. Let me see if there was any other question. Now, do you help teachers that have a J1 visa to transition to the H? Yes, we do. Once they review their waiver, yes, we do. Yes, we do. We do that. We do assist persons who have their H1, they have their J1 visa. And once you have your waiver, we assist you. We are also helping schools because there are schools that we are communicating with that they want to sponsor teachers, but they are not cap exempt. And there are some nitty gritties that they need to get worked out before they are able to. So we have a lot of schools that we are communicating with that are on board, but we are helping them to be able to sponsor H1B. So step by step consultancy, we're doing a lot of groundwork, behind the scene groundwork, because my intention and our intention, my board, my team intention is to help Jamaican teachers to be placed here. And from working and mainly with the H1B visa, after having the H1B visa, then they can get the green card. I came on a J1 and you've heard my story. And so now I am a green card holder. So it can work. It happens. Remember, if you need to speak with me, I'm going to put also my number uh, in the chat. Um, Let me put the company number 769. The company number in the chat so you can reach out to me if you need me after. Because I think Garnet says he needs to speak with me after. Thank you. I'll make myself available. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you, guys. Um, Please like the video. Please, guys, to log on to our YouTube channel. Subscribe, I should say, to our YouTube channels, our Instagram page. We are on LinkedIn, so please to follow us there and subscribe to us and become a part of our mailing list so that you can know what is happening. All right. Any other question? If there's no more questions, somebody says very late where they are. And so I know it's very late right now. And let me tell you, for my time, it's now 5:34. Tell me what time you are where you are. 5:34 is my time.
It's
And
7:34 here.
what time?
7:34. Hey,
7:34.
Nikki. Hey, Nikki. I just saw one of my friends.
Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, guys, we are certainly proud of the accomplishment of our Miss Petra Ferron. And she has accomplished a lot. And we just want to say thank you so much, Petra. But before you go, I want you to tell the people some of the things that you are doing that you can do to help if they need any help, how they can reach out to you. And if you can type your email addresses there, so
Yeah.
they can reach out to you. So go ahead and tell us, sell yourself to us, so that whatever we need to do, we can get it done through you.
All right. So as I said previously, I help students with preparation for ACT exams. I help with document writing, business proposals, um, any sort of documents. I can write it, that sort of thing. Um, what else do I do?
Editing. Tell the people what you
Editing,
do. You edit, you do
proofreading. I
everything.
have a book that needs to be edited. I edit books. Um, I have a good business mind. So, if you need to scale your business, that sort of thing, if you need advice, I do that as well. Um, so I don't know. I'm a tutor. Um, yeah, that's me basically at this point.
All right. So
I'll
thank you
pray
so
for
much.
you.
Thank you so much as well. You hear what she does? She edits. She's a counselor. She's a teacher. She's a writer. If you need help to write your business plan, she will help you to write a business plan. So, whatever it is that you need help with, she will be able to help you. Okay?
Yeah.
All right, guys, thank you so much. I'm seeing some persons here who need to speak with me, and I would be very happy to help you. And just remember our email address. Remember to log on. Remember to like our pages. And guys, I just want to tell you that there is something that is coming up where step by step consultancy will have on our website, where when you submit, you register with us, and when you submit your resume will go into that pool that we have, where the principals, HRs, and superintendents only have access to that section, and they'll be able to go there, look at your resume, and select your resume, and then we'll take it from there, set up your job interviews and whatever it is that we can do. We are doing everything that we can do. My intention is to help, to do whatever we can do to help my Jamaican people to be successful and to come here in the United States. Thank you so much. I've posted my number, so you can reach me at 601-630-7735, and I put the company number as well. I gave you my personal number, and I also posted my um, personal number. Thank you so much. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, everybody. Kelisha, everybody. Thank you so much. And I'm looking forward to seeing you next week. Next week, you do not want to miss next week, because one of our own Jamaican, one of our own successful Jamaican, and you all know her very well. She has her lives as well, and we do things together similar and things like that, so you don't want to miss her next week. The Our only own, the doctor, will be in the house next week. The doctor will be in the house next week, so you don't want to miss next week. Okay, guys, share, like, follow us on our YouTube channel, and we are happy to have you. God bless you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And I appreciate you. Miss Petra, I appreciate you. Thank you for what you're doing.
No
Thank
problem.
you so much for standing up for what we believe in, for who we are as Jamaican
Yeah.
in the classroom. I appreciate you so much. Guys, thank you so much. And at this time, look at her pretty princess. At this time,
This is
guys,
Nala, guys.
we,
This is Nala.
at this time, guys, we will be ending, huh, our live. Thank you so much. A member of my team just walked in, trying to.
Someone's asking if we should call the number that you called.
Yes, you can call the number that I just posted, guys. You can call me on any of those numbers. Have a good evening. I'm so happy to have you. God bless you. And I'm looking forward to seeing you next week. Bye, everyone.
Mm-hmm. Mama, okay, with the connection just a little bit. Okay? But not on the
All right, guys, you can log off. I have a few persons that need to speak with me. Thank you, Nadine. Thank you so much. So our live is going to end at this time. So thank you so much, guys, and have yourself a wonderful evening. Bye, everybody. Bless you. Love you. Appreciate you. Bye bye.